Welcome to Analytica Video Shorts, short videos showcasing individual topics in Analytica 5.0. Your host today, Lonnie Chrisman.
When you're writing an Analytica expression, how do you figure out how many items an index has? And the answer is, use the IndexLength function. IndexLength of project returns the number of items in the project index. So for example, the last project is slice of project, comma, IndexLength of project. Geez, that's so easy. Why would I make a whole video on this topic? I'm doing it because there are several other ways that people use to get an index's length, and these aren't always correct. Perhaps you use one of these other methods. So we're going to take a look at those, and you may learn about some other concepts in the process. So what about using the size function, like size of project? Although this often gives you the length of an index, it's incorrect in some cases. The reason is that size gives you the number of cells in an array rather than the number of items in an index. Here we see a 2D array with a self-index. Size of project returns 20, but index length of project is 5. Here's an input where it's set to a list of distributions. Like the earlier table, it also has a self-index. But in uncertainty mode, size of interest rate will be 2 times the sample size, perhaps 2,000 instead of 2. Another issue with using size is that the parameter of size is expecting a value, so in a dynamic loop, size of time would be 1, because the value of time is the single time step being processed at that dynamic iteration. Size usually does work for simple indexes outside of dynamic loops, but the correct way to do it is this: size of index value of project. If you do it that way, it is correct and reliable. It's just more verbose than using index length of project. In a user-defined function, size does reliably return the length of an index when the index is a parameter that's declared as an index, like this: function of number of items, I is an index. Okay. In fact, this function is functionally equivalent to the index length function. Another common method to get the length of an index is sum of 1, project. Since the rules of array abstraction treat the 1 as if it were constant for each project, this works. But it will trigger a warning in a dynamic loop. Dynamic of sum 1, time. Warning, operating over time in a dynamic loop. Well, we can put and ignore warnings around it. Although correct and reliable, this is getting way too verbose. So now you know why the index length function is the recommended way to get the number of items in an index. And you know the difference between the size and the index length functions. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.